Hello, everyone. This is Raphael Ray. I just heard the story of the sexual assault allegation against Chris Cuomo, the brother of Andrew Cuomo. The brother Chris was the blue communist propagandist at CNN, the communist news network. It turns out at a party he squeezed a woman's behind as as a way to say, "You no longer work here. I can do this now." But it turns out he still has contact with her because he emailed an apology to her saying he was sorry, and it looks like she forgave him, and now everything's smooth. Well, on the flip side, when someone acts like I offended them when I never actually touched anyone inappropriately, they don't let me apologize. If they act like they offended me, like I offended them in person, they'll act like I offended them, and then they'll just make a dash for it. If it's online, they'll block me before I get the chance to send an apology. They would probably delete me from their email accounts, so I wouldn't be able to email an apology. So basically, they people don't let me apologize when I honestly think that I offended someone when I really didn't want to, because I do feel guilty when I think I offended someone. And people don't let me apologize. And my father did that. Whenever I would try to say, "I'm sorry, Daddy," he would abruptly and rudely interrupt me, saying, "Just shut up, just shut up, just shut up." And he'd keep that up every time I tried to apologize. So he didn't want me to show any goodness. He didn't want me to show any remorse. He probably just wanted to see me as a heartless D-bag who didn't have any respect for others. Because when I tried to show otherwise, he wouldn't let me. And I've noticed a similar behavior about strangers. When I offend someone and I'm genuinely sorry, they block me, or they just make a dash for it before I get the chance to apologize. So apparently, people want to think badly of their betters, and they're not so willing to think badly of people who are like them, or people who are not good. Like, I don't think Chris Cuomo was ever honest about anything, and I was never dishonest about anything. So people want to see me as the dirtbag and not him. So they let him apologize and don't let me apologize. I think that has to do with the establishment of this new world order, where good people have to be seen as bad so that we're blocked out and shut out and stamped down, sometimes killed in many cases. And evil gets to triumph. I think that's what's going on. People let slanderous dirtbags of the left apologize, but if you're a decent, noble patriot, and you're honestly remorseful, they don't let that happen. It's like they intentionally tell themselves that you're superficial in your apology, so they feel justified not letting you. I assume that's basically that could be how they justify it within themselves. This is not a noble world. There are some noble people in it, but the world itself is very sinister, and not in a way depicted in any fiction, so it's hard to notice unless you keep your mind focused in reality. Because whatever evil is depicted in movies and television is not what's really going on. It's not what evil is about. And the same thing about goodness. Because fiction needs to twist everything out of whack. This is not a noble world. It wants to think badly of the good guys and is okay with not thinking badly of the bad guys. That is very cruel. And also, I've noticed, there is a type of situation where the good guys are actually forced to apologize. If an insecure D-bag needs some kind of gratification, we could evade punishment by simply apologizing, like saying, well, maybe he won't do this, or we won't fine you if you apologize. And so we practically have to force to apologize for something right that we did. Otherwise, we're prohibited from apologizing. So we're blocked from volunteering an apology when we're sorry, and we're forced to apologize when we're not. That is not a noble world. That is definitely not a noble, decent world to live in. Sorry if that gave you a sour tone in your day, but that's what honesty has to do sometimes. Have a good day.